What is going on, everybody? Combo here, and as you read by the title, today we have 5 quick Revenant tips to make you a Revenant god. Now, Revenant right next to Caustic, definitely my most played characters, 20 kill 4k. I know it's kind of a meme that nowadays, so forget I even said anything. As far as these tips go, hopefully you come out learning something new. If you did, be sure to put in the comments what you learned, and if you think I missed anything, or you just want to say, hey, this video sucked ass, that's fine too. Put it in the comments, and hopefully I can improve on the next one. Anyway guys, not going to talk your head off, let's get right into it. Starting things out with number 1, we have a few grenade combos with Revenant's tactical ability. Now Revenant's tactical ability, as you can see right here, does not go very far. It goes about the same distance as a regular grenade would, but has a lot of uses, including being able to pair very well with thermite grenades. You can also do it with arc stars and frags, but I'll show you why thermites are the best. So right here, you have your thermite, right? If you hover, and yes, you can do this, if you hover the L1, or whatever it may be binded to if you're Xbox PC, I'm not really sure. If you hover this and hover a thermite, you'll notice they have the exact same launch angle, meaning I can throw this, and when I throw it, they're both going to impact at the same time. The thermite is going to do damage, and they're also going to be silenced. Basically what this does, not necessarily for the damage, although things like that can happen, it's not likely, this mostly just incites panic more than anything. Now as I said, you can do this with arc stars and frag grenades, but you'll notice it's not as pretty. The arc star's angle is nowhere near the same as the L1 ability. So yes, though you can do things like this, the chances of you sticking them with the arc star is very low. And overall, you'd be better off just using the arc star more practically and not trying to like match the two abilities, because things definitely get ugly. As far as things with the frag grenade go, yes, they do have the same launch angle as your L1, but unlike the thermite where it's direct damage as soon as it lands, the frag grenade will hit them or land wherever they want, but the frag grenade has a chance to roll away, it's not immediate damage, and it's nowhere near as reliable. So in my opinion, I would say stick with the thermite grenade if you're going to do this, because as I said, same launch angle, immediate impact, and it's going to do a pretty decent amount of damage. Though I do want to admit, from further ranges such as this, need to get my ability back real quick, but the further away you go, the less likely this is to sync up, as the very slight difference in angle from the ability that you throw your L1 and the thermite do start to get further apart. Further you go, I won't lie. But as you can see right here, if you can line one up, preferably the thermite, like that, you're still gonna hit it, even from longer ranges like that. So yeah, give this a try. I think this is very, very underused. And yeah, moving on. Moving on to number 2, we have a little thing I like to call aggressive silencing. Now, we all know getting hit by Revenant silence does not feel good. Your screen gets all disoriented, it turns different colors, and you're pretty much just having a bad time after that. Well, something you can do to make this more consistent so the person you're fighting has to deal with that pretty much every single gunfight with you, is when you aim down sights to fight at somebody, if you notice, you hover his silence, your reticle and your silence are going to be pretty much synced up. Now, I will admit, the further you go, this is going to get a little bit desynced. See right here, it's a little short of where I'm aiming. If I aim a little bit higher, as like right here, it's going to hit him, but it's not going to be as direct, so it's not as consistent. Right here, I would say medium to closer range is the most consistent, and probably your most typical gunfight you're going to be getting in. I mean, I wouldn't try to snipe people with this. It'd be kind of cool for a montage maybe, but I wouldn't do it in practice. So as you can see right here, getting into a habit of hovering this, and even just firing it as soon as you get into a gunfight with somebody, is a very, very good thing to do. So right here, we're going to show what that looks like. So boom, as you can see right there, flashbang, and if you don't kill them outright, because people are going to be moving around obviously, even if they're moving, you're still probably going to hit them, because this thing is, it's splash, you know? It's not like you have to hit them directly with it. So once again, show that off, 10 damage, they have to reload. He's flashbang, 10 damage down, can't use any abilities to get away. And pretty much the gunfight after that, I mean, I even say that even if you don't do this initially, like if you hit them prior to, the gunfight is so heavily swayed in your favor if you hit them with this, that it's not even funny. Like, look at that. Flashbang, 10 damage, they don't know what's happening. Easy cleanup kill you, for you or your team. Just very, very good in my opinion. Very underused. Moving on to number 3, we have a little thing called crouch strafing. Now I'm going to show you an advanced way and the basic way on how to do this. Personally, I like to do it one way, but crouch strafing as a whole is pretty simple, and I think pretty fundamentally important to the game, especially to Revenant. So normal strafing looks kind of like this. You know, we're not moving too quick, not too slow. If you're not strafing in every gunfight, then you're doing something wrong. I hate to say it, but crouch strafing, you know, you don't normally want to do it with most characters because you're moving a lot slower. But with Revenant, if you notice, you actually move faster when you're crouching opposed to standing. It's right here, crouching, standing. So what you can actually do is immediately when you engage somebody, get into a habit of, smacking that circle button and strafing around. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people think when you crouch it makes you harder to hit. But in a way, especially with Revenant, as his hitbox is pretty large in my opinion, you're basically cutting it in half because that little standing portion that people normally have to deal with is gone. You're crouching now. Although your headshot hitbox might be a little easier to hit, I think it's definitely worth the trade-off, especially because you can strafe. Like I said, much better than you would normally. Something I like to do, because most in gunfights that you engage in, you're going to be coming out of a sprint, and sometimes it feels like you can't get crouched in time, or you slide and you go flying over. It makes them easier for you to hit. Makes you easier to hit, my bad. So what you can do is a little thing I like to call quick crouching. So what you're going to want to do is when you are sprinting, you're going to want to hit the crouch button 3 times. What this is going to do, it's going to make you slide, stand, and then crouch again. In practice, it looks kind of like this. 1, 2, 3. As you can see right there, what it does is it slows down your slide and allows you to get into a fighting position much quicker. You're not moving, so it's easier for you to fire, and seeing your slide cut in half is going to throw your opponent off as well. Once again, this is what it looks like. Right there. I'll show it in a more full slide now. 1, 2, 3. Pretty much immediately cancel my slide, and I'm already in my crouch strafing. So right here, 1, 2, 3. Strafing, immediately done. You can even combo this up, what I said with tip number 2, with your silence. It is going to work, kind of like that. That is a lot of buttons to press, and it can get overwhelming, but if you practice this, keyword being practice, I do think this is going to put you ahead of the game. And even, once again, hitting them with that silence, you don't even have to do that. It's going to put you ahead in the gunfight way more than anything else. So, moving on to tip number 4. Now, tip number 4 might seem a little bit niche to most people, but to me, I think this is very important, as if you've ever played Revenant for any period of time or had a Revenant on your team, the worst feeling is coming out of his death totem and getting immediately shredded or running into a gas trap or anything like that. Which is why, 1, I always preach put your death totem somewhere outside. If you're inside a building, I know you can't really do much about this. This tip doesn't really apply. Although even inside sometimes I think this could be helpful. As you can see right here, we have an Octane jump pad, so yes, this does require an Octane on your team. Even a Pathfinder zipline would work for this actually, now that I think about it. What this is trying to accomplish is when you come on a death totem, you want to be moving, right? You don't want to just go into death totem, come back out, run into a caustic trap, have somebody waiting for you and get lasered down. So talk with the Octane on your team if you can, have them put down your jump pad, and then put a death totem right on top of it. What this allows you to do is, as soon as you come onto your death totem, you will be jumping on his jump pad, making the enemy, 1, it's going to catch him off guard, and it's going to make you a harder target to hit because you're already moving. It's a win-win all around. So what you're going to want to do, you don't even have to put the death totem directly on the jump pad if you don't want to. You can put it right here. Now something I want to note so this works is where you are standing when you activate the death totem is where you're going to teleport back. So if I'm standing right here and I use the totem, I'm going to be right here when I teleport back. But if I jump over the jump pad and use the totem like that, you'll notice when I come back, you can see my little soul right there. That's what the souls mean. That's where I'm going to land when I teleport back. So if I decide to do this, I put in a little bit of damage. Oh no, I couldn't get him. I'm teleporting back onto the totem, and I'm already behind this guy, like that. I can take him out. Now, that's a little unrealistic. You're probably not going to be popping a death totem directly into somebody's face, but you can kind of see what I'm going for here. And finally, last but not least, at tip number 5, we have a little thing I like to call smoke screening. Now, I can already see the comment section on this one. This doesn't even work. They still shot me. This is stupid. Why would you do this? Hear me out. This is a very niche tip, and I'm going to say that from the start, but I do believe, and I'll show you in third person just to prove my point, this can definitely work. Now, this is going to kind of rely, 1, on the skin you're using, because you don't want to be using a super light skin that's going to make you stand out. A dark skin, the skin that I'm using also works out pretty well. Want to blend in with your L1 ability. You can see this thing right here. Take a look at it. It's a little disorienting, this little black mist and stuff around it. What it does is it breaks up shadows, and it makes it a lot harder for you to see if you're directly inside of it. Now, I can already said, I can see the comment section, why would you waste your L1 on this? I do think this has some practicality, especially if you're right in somebody's face. Like, let's say we get into a fight with this guy, we turn the corner, we don't know he's here. Instead of shooting one directly at him, we can shoot this on the ground, stay inside of it, and we're slightly camouflaged inside of our thing. Now, like I said, This may not look like it does anything to you, and something to note when you're doing this, you don't want to be behind it because you can't see what you're aiming at. But this is what the enemy sees. See right here, if we get inside of it, we can see what we're aiming at, but they can't see what they're aiming at. And I said, very niche, but I promise you this does work. So we're going to wait for our ability to come back, and I'll show you the practicality. Say we get in a gunfight, we're right in the suit's face, boom, pop it down, get down. They can't see us, we can see them. But anyways, everyone, I would say that just about does it for today. If you did enjoy the video and you did learn something, you can like, you can sub, all that stuff. I just want to say thank you for 1,000 subscribers. I haven't been able to say it formally in a video yet. It means a lot, guys. You know, I'm smaller. You know, it's crazy to see these videos blow up and get big and all these people come back. It's cool to have people that, you know, come back for not only the content, but for me, you know. Not going to get too soft on you guys. Once again, if you did like, be sure to share all that stuff. It helps more than you can imagine, especially now that we're growing. We got to get the channel back up, boys. Took a little hiatus for the people that didn't know. I guess I'll use this as a little PSA too. I was actually getting trained. I went to the military. I joined the army. I had to go through basic training and individual training, which was not easy. Coming back, trying to reignite this channel is going to be a challenge, but I think we can do it. So, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed. This has been Combo. Stay home, stay safe, and as always, peace out everybody.